Oh man, what's going on, people? What's going on? Right now, I'm super excited because I'm actually transcoding or making my new video for tonight for season 5, very first episode of Pinchiao's Garage. So I'm excited for that tonight. I know it's late. It's about to be midnight, and I know I do this all the time, but this is how I do it. This is my free time uh, throughout the day. I'm very happy that I was able to do quite a few new DIYs within this past couple days and the past couple weeks. So we got some pretty cool stuff coming soon. Um, so I mean, I'm here just to talk and chit chat and see what's going on in the world. I know some of you guys over there on the other side of the world are waking up right now, so I might be able to catch you before you go to work. Or Christopher Rose, what's going on, sir? I'm here to talk. Let's talk. I'm here to talk. So what questions do you got, sir? So what do you have? What question do you have? Hit me up. Sorry if there's issues with buffering right now, apparently. I don't know what's going on. Sorry. Supposedly I'm the best connection right now, so I don't know what's going on. Come on. Sorry if it's not working right now. Apparently I'm getting horrible signal, but it's receiving strong signal right now, so I don't understand what's going on. Give me a second. What's going on here? A question about the oh my god, what is going up with my freaking video output here? Something's going on here, but hopefully you guys can understand me. But you have a fan module, and then you have a fan switch. Okay, so issue fans kicking on and then working when needed. Earlier today, I had put on a new fan module. Needs to fix the issue. 2001. Okay, so you have another thing called a fan switch on top of your module. That switch is mounted inside the radiator on the if you're looking towards the engine on the right side down below. It kind of looks like a triangle almost, or like a trapezoid, weird looking shape depending on the generation obviously of your Mark IV. So I would check that, see if that switch has gone bad. That's a temperature switch. The modules are what control the fan speed and the actual like power to the fans. That switch is supposed to kick on the fans based off of temperature. So you need to figure out what's going on there. Okay, that little switch. Don't buy an AutoZone, O'Reilly's cheap part. You need to buy an original European part, either from the dealer or go on like ECS or Euro Tuning. You can get those parts or OEM or either a third party like Miley or Phoebe or URO. Those companies are pretty much manufacturers for Mark IV parts or Volkswagen parts in general. So you want to go with those, okay? Hopefully that answers your question. If anybody else has any other questions, definitely feel free to ask. But I'm just here chilling tonight and just want to chill and before I go to bed and answer some questions with people. I'm about to upload my first episode tonight for season 5. Super excited. I'm super stoked. So I can't wait for you guys to get to enjoy it. You guys on the other side of the world, you guys get to see it first and probably going to get to enjoy it the most. So hopefully you guys get to see that soon. But if you guys have any other questions, I mean, I'm right here live and I'm here to chill and talk, you know. But yeah, man, those AW, what is it, 2001 AWW, yeah, that's like early Mark IV 1.8T engines. Those have a lot of weird coolant lines too. So I would probably look around as well, making sure everything else has a good flow and make sure the rubber hoses aren't failing on you. If anybody else got any other questions, man, I'm definitely here to answer as best I can and help you guys out. I know there's only one person watching so far, but there'll be more people in a minute. While I wait, I'm gonna start uploading the new episode here. Hopefully, Christopher, I was able to answer your question. You know. All right, cool. Oh man, I'm so excited. My first episode, season 5, going up. Oh yeah, buddy. Episode 1. Oh yeah. So stoked. So, any other questions, man? Come on, guys. Don't be afraid to ask. I'm just sitting here, just chilling while I'm uploading a new video. You know, so don't be afraid to ask me any questions, alright, guys? I'm here to help and do the best I can. That's also a good answer, Leo93. Definitely a good answer to check the fuse on the battery. Those always tend to overheat and melt and fail. Good answer on that one. But for Christopher, I'll rephrase the answer or retell you the answer. On the radiator, if you're looking at the car like this and the engine's in front of you, the radiator's right here. On the right hand side, down below on the radiator itself, there should be a little triangle or square shape switch on there that you have a coolant sensor that goes fan switch plugs into. That tells the fans when to turn on when you hit a certain temperature on your car. That is also another way to test it too, Leo. Very, very good advice. Definitely try to apply voltage straight to the fan. However, that can be very dangerous, so be very careful with stuff like that, because if you're not paying attention, you can definitely put a finger or something out of the way and you can hurt yourself. So be careful with that, but that is another good way to do it. I've done that before as well, hooking up applying just straight voltage to the fan, but it works. It does work, and that's a quick way to find out if the fans work. Yeah, 3-pin connector on the radiator is where you want to look. On the battery itself, on top of the battery, you have the little black fuse box. Pop that open and see if anything's blown, burnt, or has score marks on it. That's what you want to look for. That's how you'll know those are bad. Swap those out. Just things you want to look at. But yeah, Leo, or I can't. I'm sorry if I mess up the name, but Alo, maybe Alo. That's probably what I'm saying. Alo 93. Thank you for writing that in for him. Love that. This is what it's about. So I guess we'll have 4 people listening in. I got, how can I say, I got some questions for you guys. And my first question is, would you guys like me to have like a Facebook page for where everybody can communicate as a community in a way that we all oh man, awesome, Alo. I'm gonna need your help with that. If you don't mind, give me some advice later down the road for that 1.8T in your Mark II. I would love that. But back to where I was going. A Facebook page where everybody doesn't get judged on their DIYs, their project cars. Khalil? That's even harder. Khalil or Khalil? I'm sorry, man. I suck at names so bad. I'm the worst. But I want to make a Facebook page where we all get together and use each other's ideas to maybe give each other a lot of feedback, help each other out in a way that we have a much better sense of community, especially for you new guys. So you guys that are new to Mark IVs or just wrenching in general, I know that a lot of people have a lot of judgment issues or being judged a lot on a lot of the Mark IV pages or the European pages, which is really annoying, because a lot of you guys go on there to ask a question and then the first answer they give you is Google it. Yeah, I understand that is a thing, and we understand that we use Google. However, a lot of times, a lot of the new guys aren't as technical, and they need to have their hands held a little bit to get the advice that they need. And I want a page where everybody can have that sense of coming in as a noob, as a newbie, and able to give each other the advice that they need. And it doesn't matter if it's repetitive. It doesn't matter if we're all new or old to doing this. I mean, for example, me. I started off in the bottom end doing this, learning how to do work on cars. And I asked the questions, I asked the Googles, I asked everything. And I sat there and I read through pages and pages and pages of Mark IV forum pages. You don't understand. I've lived on forum. Even before I even asked the questions, I read hundreds and hundreds of pages, and I still ask the stupid questions. Why? Because I need that little extra hand being held and to get me in the right direction, even though I knew the answer, but I'd rather get the answer live and from somebody else. So that being said, I want to make a page. I want to make a cool name for it. I want to be able to us older wrench guys, with some of the new wrench guys, and make a community for each other. Now, that being said, I strictly want it for European cars. I don't want anything else. One on ECStuning.com, they offer a really inexpensive, for about $100 or $200. It's a little code reader that plugs into the cars and does a lot of stuff for our cars, and definitely reads a lot of the difficult codes for our cars. That's on ECS Tuning. If you go in there and you put your car in there, and let me get you the link. Give me a minute, and I'll get you the information you need. Now, like I was saying about the community on Facebook and everything, it has to be a tight community, and everybody has to be willing to help each other, no matter how crappy the question is or how repetitive the question is. The whole point is to help each other. The moment I start seeing anybody being a douche because they don't want to help out or answer a question that's been asked multiple times, I'm going to kick you out. Simple as that. No questions asked. We're all about to help each other. That's the goal. That's the immediate goal, is to help each other. And if we can't do that on the side, if we can't do that and be drama free, the great thing is I can just kick you out. I'm going to be the administrator, and if I don't like your comments or the way you treat other people, I'm going to kick you out. Simple as that. And I don't care if you cry about it. I don't care if you cry to other people about it and tell them to leave. The whole point is that we're supposed to have a tight and fun community to help each other. And if you can't handle that, then just leave. That's the great thing about it. And yes, Alo, I agree. People are going to come in, they're going to cause drama, and that's okay. Because it's okay. That's the beauty of Facebook. I don't care what you think about me. I don't care what you think about other people. However, other people do care. So we want to all have a tight group, a tight community of honest and fun wrenchers. And I think you would understand what I mean. And Alo, I agree. Thank you. Believe me, I feel you about working 80 hours a week. I work 60 to 70 a week, and I feel you, man. It's time is our most valuable thing here. Oh yeah, Christopher, I do the best I can. I get people from across the world asking me for video chatting and stuff like that, and I will do it as long as I make if I can have the time to do it. If not, I will definitely give help, or maybe someone else in the Facebook page can do it, can get you on a video chat and get you up and going. It's not meant for me, it's meant for us as a community, and us to get together and help each other and get it all going, having fun. That's all it's about, and I think if everybody can, how can I say this, can agree with that, the group will stay fun and strong. However, there will be people that are definitely going to be a-holes. There will be people that are going to cause a scene, and I'm okay with that. Believe me, I've been on this earth a decent amount of time. I understand, and who cares? Who cares? And for Kazakh Rakic Wigners. I got a. Here's a link for you for the diagnostic tool. Use that link. It'll take you straight to the diagnostic tool for VWs. This is probably the most affordable and the most, I'm going to say not the most detailed, but the most best little diagnostic tool you can get for your car, especially for a Mark IV. This will give you pretty much all the B codes. It will give you all the really hidden codes that are in the car that let you see if you have like a bad door signal or door trigger or other little things like that. Awesome tool. Great thing to have at your disposal. I recommend this tool to anybody. It's $200. It's not very expensive for what you can get out of it and what it can do for you. It's really awesome for doing if you're using newer cars. It's really good for the brakes. For your car, if you want to do like a full brake flush, this will actually open up the ABS pump and let you flush the whole system out really nicely. So a couple things like that for you, just to give you the heads up. Really good tool. So yeah, back to the Facebook page. Yeah, like I was saying, making a group, a community of people trying to help each other. Believe me, there's a lot of people out there that they're just a-holes. I mean, simple as that. I mean, you're an a-hole, you're an a-hole. I'm sorry, you're a douche. They don't belong there. They're not going to be there. You're not going to have to worry about it. So I don't care, you know. It's not going to hurt me. It's not going to hurt anybody else. It's just, you're just hurting yourself and you're making yourself look silly. Very simple. But yeah, like I said, going back, I'm gonna make this page. I'm just trying to get more responses from more people who are willing to do it. I want to get more responses on people who want to get involved with this community of, you know, newbies and renters. We need this kind of community. We need a tight community, and a community that's willing to help each other. Best example, like Alo. He's definitely going to give me, he wants to give me some, you know, advice and help as much as he can. And, you know, and I like that. I like that from people, and that's what I'm looking for. All the really advice I need for you, Alo, is, oh, what is it doing, Christopher? Have you pulled any codes first? That's one really important thing. Pull codes before you start questioning about your car dying. That's going to be the first question anybody's going to ask you is, what codes do you have? What have you done prior to that? Little things like that. We're going to kind of give you guys a general tip. But yeah, I know. I want this page to be for everybody, for everybody. You know, even the douches if they want to be a part of it. But yeah. You got so mad because it kept on dying. Well, I'm going to give you a heads up. O2 sensors can prevent a car from running. Can also cause if they, depending on how they fail, they'll short out and cause all sorts of fun issues. Just so you know that. Now, if you swap out the O2 sensor and it doesn't work again, the next thing I want is you're gonna have to figure out how to get it running. It might be a crank position sensor. It's one of the most common failing parts on a Mark IV for cold starts, especially cold starts. They'll crank, and then rah. But every time that happens, you know, you drain your battery, and a lot of times that it will cause that. But anything in general with the Mark IV, crank position sensor will be a number one. Your O2 sensor within that year definitely controls a lot of the ECU's voltage and how it reads pretty much turning on and whatnot. So I had actually an O2 sensor that failed on my way back from Vegas, and it was literally causing my engine to like misfire like crazy. I eventually just went into limp mode and I drove all the rest of the way home. Um, a day later, I had to drive it around. But yeah, definitely something you need to look at because crank position sensor controls that, O2 sensor controls that. A MAF sensor won't do that. That'll just freak out the fueling, so not a big deal. If you think it's mostly your battery, I would recommend just pull the battery out, take it to an AutoZone or O'Reilly's or something like that. Have them fully charge it and test the battery there. Make sure it's holding the proper voltage charge, and also holding the right amount of cranking amps. Because usually, if it's a battery, it will cause that. Yeah, definitely. Like Alo says, if it's a crank sensor, it will fail. Depending on how it wants to fail, it will cause that, and it will cause it not to start. How do you get it? How do you put it in limp mode? If if the car has so many check engine lights, like so many codes, it will automatically put itself in limp mode so you can drive it. But it has to like literally have like crazy codes. Another one that will cause it to go into limp mode will be oh my god, overboosting. You know, it will do that. Overboost will do that. For Alo, it's not a VR6, it's a 1.8T. The AWW is a 1.8T engine code. But yeah, if you think it's a battery, take it over to like I said, to an autos and something like that, and have them charge it fully. If it passes all the battery tests, then it's not a battery issue. Then you have either some type of parasitic draw on the car that's causing the battery to die, or you have a sensor failing. That's pretty much it. That's all you really can do out of those cars. I see we got more viewers. Oh, someone left, but we got some more viewers. Welcome to my live stream. I'm just going, staying on for a little while before I go to bed. I'm actually uploading my very first video for season 5, which is super exciting. You have no idea, guys. I'm so excited. I'm so excited that season 5 is finally up and running. I have about 10 DIYs already ready for you guys. We still got a bunch more stuff coming for the Mark II. We got coilovers coming. We got we're doing a full brake job on it. We also did a Corrado spindles, so we're going to be able to do the Corrado bigger brakes on here versus the GTI 9-inch brakes. We went Corrado, so now we have 11-inch brakes, which is much nicer from stock to 11 inches. 2 inches is a big difference, and the pads are a lot meatier, so we're gonna actually have some stopping power on this car. We got that. Once those DIYs are done, I'm saving up some cash. We're gonna be doing the body work, which is next. Once the body work is done, we'll be dropping the shell down to a body shop and have the whole body pretty much resprayed inside and out. How do you get out of limp mode? Usually to get out of limp mode, once you fix everything on the car, you go into the battery and disconnect the battery and let it reset the ECU. The ECU, once it's reset, like I said, unplug the battery, press the brakes about 5 to 6 times so you can discharge the airbags, and once you do that, pop in the wait about like 5 minutes, plug the battery back together, and call it a day. For Alo, I mean, you can do big brakes. The Corrados are much bigger brakes, and that's what we're going to be doing. I mean, if you want to go even bigger, I mean, for such a light car, I mean, you can go to an actual big brake kit, but I mean, you're spending $1,500, $1,600, and that. But to get it to fit correctly, you have to go into like Mark IV spindles, which I don't want to do, because there's a lot of modifications and tweakings that make all that fit, and that's not worth the money or time for me. So that's why we're going to the Corrado brakes, because you can still get some really good rotors. We got some Stop Tech front and rear rotors, and then we did Stop Tech brake pads for front and rear performance pads. So I'm pretty happy with that. Christopher, for coilovers, it's a kind of a hard recommendation, because coilovers come in so many different flavors. Oh, okay, I got you, Elo. Coilovers come in so many different flavors where it makes it very difficult to choose, and a lot of people are always different about coilovers and how they feel. And what I mean by feel and like how they want, some people want a car, nice and low and drivable for everyday use, and not super stiff or bouncy is what we call them. Now, that being said, the best bang for your buck in coilovers, if you want comfort, go to SoloWorks. Phenomenal coilover for your dollar. They don't go super low, but they go pretty dang low. They'll drop you about 2 inches, 2.5 inches, I believe, and they ride very smooth. I highly recommend them. Now, if you're in the market for going really low and dumping it, but then you're going to have a really bouncy ride, I recommend, I'm not going to say bouncy, but stiffer ride, Raceland. Not the red ones, but their Ultimos, which are the green coilover. That's a really good coil for going low and not and being nice and stiff for how low you're going to be. Let me see. Hold on. Like I said, Raceland is okay. I would prefer SoloWorks over Raceland. Here's the link for you. For brakes? Well, what do you mean by brakes? Like, are you looking for like a better brake pad, better coil? I mean, because I was talking about the Mark II for brakes. We did Corrado brakes on that one, and it's pretty much bigger. In other words, from stock to aftermarket. Awesome, Doughboy. I'm glad to hear that, buddy. Very glad to hear that. I'm always happy to hear that I'm able to help someone out as best I can. It's always an awesome feeling to find out someone came by and I was able to help somebody. So for Christopher, if you want to do big brakes on a Mark IV, number one, do you have the performance for big brakes? I mean, are you going to utilize big brakes on your Mark IV? Because if you're not going to add performance to your car, if it's just, I mean, if you're running an AWW, I personally wouldn't do big brakes. I would just do performance pads and rotors versus big brakes if you're not going to go and build your engine to, higher output. Personally, anything under 250 horsepower, you won't need to upgrade the brakes on your Mark IV. Anything over that, yes, I would definitely go to bigger brakes. We're actually going to do a big brake kit on our Mark IV. It will be a process because it's not cheap to do, but we're going to be doing what we call a junkyard big brake kit or a Frankenstein big brake kit, where we use either Porsche 2004 Porsche Boxer brakes, or we use the 2004 Volkswagen Touareg brakes, which are even bigger. And all you gotta do is use a special bracket, and then there's a special set of brake lines you gotta use. But there you go, you got yourself, and then you gotta find out which rotors you gotta use. So yeah, if you're gonna go that route, um, do some research online. I can't give you any link right now for it, but the because you have to, like I said, you have the Frankenstein and everything. Um, but you need VW Touareg front brakes, which came with the V6. You got to use the bracket. You can get the brackets on the ECS tuning. I don't remember what brake line you got to use, but I forgot that. I'll look that up later. And then you got to use Audi TT, Audi TT rotors, the rotors for the TT, and then perfect. Just like that. And then you got a big brake kit. That's literally a 16 or 17 inch brake setup. You will need very, very aggressive wheels to rock them, though. They're big, big brakes. So that's one thing you're gonna have to understand. That's gonna be a very not easy to rock setup. Brembo. It's going to be a Brembo caliper. Like I said, I can't give you all the details on it because it's very, like I said, it's very mishmashy. It's all Frankenstein, so it's going to be difficult for me to give you all that information at once on one video. I'd rather give it to you guys in a DIY. That way I can break down a full list of all the parts and part numbers. Like we're doing on the Mark II, we're doing the big brake setup on that, and I got a whole part list for you guys for that setup to do the swap. Thank you, Doughboy. I'm always down for some beer and food. You understand? That's what I get paid in like 99% of my jobs here. When people come over and help me out, or people come over and have me work on their cars. What's your Instagram name, Ayla? VW MK4 Lover. Let me figure it out right now. Thank you. I'll find this right now. Oh yeah. I follow you now. I'm following you now, sir. Oh, you live in Chicago. It's super late for you, man. You need to go to bed. That's hella late. Well, have yourself a good night, sir. All right, Christopher. You have yourself a good night as well. Episode 1 of Pinchao's Garage Season 5 is almost up and running. We're at 35% processing. So I'm super excited. I can't wait to have this episode up and running. Good night, sir. Definitely good night. I just added you back. Let me get you on here. Let me add you on here as well. Before I forget. Doughboy 007. Alright, sir. I gotcha. Right, did I write that down right? DOUGHBOY 007. Awesome. Or is a hashtag before that? I might have requested the wrong person. No? I think I added you. Let's see. Keep.boost. Let me see here. And for Mu XED, what gearbox? We're going to be doing the O2J, sir. We're doing the 5-speed Mark IV transmission. O2J is the training that we're going to be using on the Mark II. And we're going to be using the 1.8T. We're working with a company called S&P. They make a lot of cool Mark II stuff, especially for 1.8T swaps and other stuff like that. So I'm excited for that. But that's all going to be later in the year. What we're doing is we're restoring the car first and making it like the ultimate roller, the ultimate shell. And then once all that's done, then we're going to get the engine mounted. We're going to get all the other stuff mounted. Oh yeah, thank you, Christopher. I'm always glad. I'm always super stoked that I'm able to help people out. So have a good night and enjoy the rest of your night, because my night's almost over too. I'm just waiting for my video to finish uploading. So yeah, we're gonna work our way inside and out, and then back inside to the engine. So the goal for my wife's Mark II is to literally make it almost brand new. I know it's going to be one of the hardest things to do because Mark II dashes and headliners are like a rarity now, but we can find them. But everything else is either going to be custom or refurbished Mark II stuff. The engine bay, like I said, it's all going to be Mark IV stuff, a couple little Mark II things here and there. But yeah, the biggest goal is to make this a reliable daily for my wife, because we're trying to what we call decommission our Passat wagon for a while, and now because I'm gonna start doing DIYs on that one when this car is done. So we're, like I said, every car is gonna get its season. So our next season will probably be Passat stuff. Probably going to pull the motor out. We're going to swap out the turbo, do a bunch of other maintenance and repairs on that, because that's a lot of. That car is about to hit 200K, and it's due for some love. That's for sure. Ooh, 5%, 5%. My video's up and running. Oh man. Oh man. I don't know if you guys watched my new intro. I don't know what you guys think about it. I'm definitely practicing a lot with the green screen. You guys can see that in the back. I'm definitely taking my time and learning on it. I know my new intro isn't the best, but I think for what I taught myself in 2 days, it's amazing. I mean, for what I've learned in so little time on doing green screen stuff. So we're still practicing. We're still playing with it. I'm super excited for it. I can't wait to do more with it. I got a lot of fun and cool ideas with my green screen. So I definitely would love some more feedback from you guys to help me out too. It's definitely much appreciated. But if you guys have any other questions, feel free to ask. All right, man. You have yourself a good one. Get back to work. Oh, video's done. Oh, man. Oh wow, yeah, you're going all out, all-wheel drive. Man, I wish I had the money to go all-wheel drive. Um, that's an awesome thing. Yeah, I mean the 1.8 T swap will be almost identical until you get to the all-wheel drive portion. So yeah, you'll have fun with that. All right, let's see here. I forgot to edit my video. Well, not edit, but make a thumbnail. So you guys got me for a couple more minutes. Come on, ask away, because if not, I'm gonna go to bed soon. Well, if it's so much easier for you to get parts in Europe, hook it up, brother. I need parts. I need a headliner and a dash. If you can get me that, I will pay the shipping costs for a Mark II dash and a Mark II headliner. I don't mind paying the money. I just need to find the stuff that I need. It's not easy out here. You know what, buddy? Can you get me a dash and a headliner? I will pay you. I will honestly pay you if you can help me out. I would be so grateful for that. You have no idea, like, how hard it is. You know how hard it is to get a dash here in freaking the United States? It is probably one of the hardest things to do for a Mark II that isn't destroyed. Like, I'm not kidding you, like, destroyed. Like, the whole dash is falling apart. Dude, you're making me sad right now, you know that? You're totally making me sad right now. People pay fortunes for a dash. No fun. You're no fun right now. Seriously. No fun. Hey everybody, ETL here, and we're ready to work on the Mark II. Today's DIY is how to remove Mark II seats front and rear. Let's get to work. My first video, season 5, is finally up, and I'm excited. I'm just checking it out right now, making sure everything uploaded correctly. I'm so stoked. Everything's working the way it's supposed to. So for the Mark II,
Alright, so
very similar to Mark IVs and like 3s and older VWs. The seats are
alright guys, so I am done for tonight and I'm gonna go to bed. But I'm super happy that I met some new people today, and for Mukes ZED or XZD, I mean honestly let's keep in touch, because I want to I need a dash and I need a headliner. We can figure out, I mean, how much I can pay you, figure something out, because it's probably going to take me a good 6 months to a year to find one here locally, or maybe someone who's willing to ship one from somewhere across country. But if I can get one that's in like mint condition with a dash, I'm willing to pay top dollar for that. However, it has to be left-hand drive. It can't be a right-hand drive. I can't use a right-hand drive because I don't have a right-hand drive Mark II. So if it's left-hand drive, I'm willing to pay the money and get it all shipped over here. I'm in no rush to get it here next day, so we can definitely talk later. All right, buddy? If you're willing to help me out, I'm willing to pay. You know, that's just how it works. But yeah, let's talk later, and I'm excited for if you're willing to help out. But it's late for me tonight, so I hope everybody enjoys the new DIY. The goal here is to have a new DIY once a week, as often as I can. Oh, it'd be great. I'd definitely be great. I would definitely love to do that with you if you can get a left-hand drive, not right-hand drive. Just emphasizing that again.